Everybody, it's your boy, That Guy Mile High, tuning back in for another reaction. And this time we got a top 10 scary lost cartoon episode you were never meant to see. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm curious to see what they're talking about. So let's go ahead and hit the record screen. Let's go ahead and hit that full screen. And let's jump right into this, man. Lego!
Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10.
And shout out to, you know what I'm saying, you, me, the channel. Hey, we got the premium background, so no more commercials, you know what I'm saying? No more, you know, when I'm editing, me missing a commercial missing to take it out or none of that. No more commercials, you know what I'm saying? Be ready for them live reactions, because no more commercials, baby. Let's go.
And scary lost cartoon episodes you weren't meant to see. I saw 3 of them growing up. Explains a lot. Let's dive in. Kicking off the list at number 10, SpongeBob SquarePants. Season 9, episode 11. Yeah, the Sea Sponge was well on his way.
SpongeBob is one of those weird adult-style cartoons aimed at kids.
Of mine. I'm growing into Squidward now. I feel it mentally and physically. I'm like, got these long squid-like tentacle arms. The 11th episode of the 9th season was titled You're Fired, and apparently it sent all the wrong messages. This is quite controversial. Mr. Krabs learns he can save a nickel, literally, by firing the fry cook SpongeBob SquarePants. Patrick tries to cheer SpongeBob up by having fun all day around town, you know, goofing around, more or less ignoring some adult responsibilities, and at the end of the episode, he chills out. He starts applying to other restaurants, whatever. Political debates surrounded this one. Apparently, it was sending the wrong messages to our youth.
I don't know if I ever saw that commercial or that episode. Did you ever see that one?
I get that. He's also a sponge. Also, maybe let's not forget why SpongeBob got fired in the first place. Like, let's talk about that more, maybe. Also, does Patrick even have a job? Let's get some resumes going for him before we give SpongeBob a hard time. Guy's the only cook. Give him a holiday. Number 9, Arthur. I swear, DW.
I don't know if I ever saw that commercial. Why do I keep wanting to say commercial? That episode of SpongeBob where he was fired. But I can see where, you know, people would be upset about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, SpongeBob is a very beloved character, I feel like, at this point. And a controversial, you know, just character, too, all at the same time. It's just a very controversial, I feel like, cartoon. You either love it, you hate it. There's no in between. Yeah, I don't know. But did you ever see that episode? That's all I wanted to ask.
Angry growing up that my own siblings did. Ooh, Dora Winfred Reed. Nothing but trouble she is. Another gem from our childhood.
Man,
this
Arthur, man.
Epic began in 1996.
Arthur was the shit.
It officially ended a month ago. Apparently, that was a nice surprise. Woke up, checked Twitter one morning. Arthur's like a hipster now in a cafe. Muffy's running for mayor. Buster's a teacher. Are we old? We're old.
Bruh, I didn't even know that Arthur was still a thing. Hey, at least it's nice to know that he at least grew up. You know what I'm saying? He grew up with us. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just stay young. You know what I'm saying?
I'm old. Oh, I knew it. While the show was running this whole time, the showrunners had tons of backlash for one episode in particular, appropriately titled Bleep. The whole episode is centered around W, of course, as she learns a curse word. We don't know what it is, of course, but she says it a lot. There's a lot of bleeps in this episode. Executive producer Carol Greenwald said in an interview recently that the episode received the most mail-in feedback out of all of them. Yeah, they got letters, handwritten letters. I remember this episode.
That's because that was all them old people who have a hard time with the new technology and knowing how to send an email or complain via digital. Yeah, they was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell you how I really feel. And I'm going to do it the way that I know how to best. Where's the pen and the paper, Charles? Give me the pen and the paper, Charles. I'm about to write them a letter right now, Charles. Like, come on, man.
Comedy and cursing quite a bit, so more than fair. That's a good call. My mom was probably one of those.
But I feel like that's like, the fact that it got so much backlash, like, reality is like, kids who are young and naive and, you know, low-key dumb. Like, let's be real. When you're young, you're a little dumb. Like, you have to learn until somebody teaches you and corrects you and lets you know that that's not okay. Like, you're probably going to do it once or twice. We all had a cuss word that we all kind of gravitated to a little more than we probably should have.
Okay. Number 8, Sailor Mouth. Yeah, remember this one? Arthur moms weren't ready for this one. Not at all. Again, another episode I clearly remember watching. I hope you do as well. That's why I picked these. It's one of the most controversial when it comes to Bikini Bottom. Sailor Mouth, yeah.
I think this one I do remember, actually.
Winfred Reed learned one curse word. Well, in season 2, episode 28, SpongeBob learned them all. All of them, all 13. Originally, SquarePants.
Yeah, and they were sitting there. When he was the sailor. Okay, when he was a sailor, he was sitting there, and they were like, I do remember this episode.
a dolphin sound is heard, and the garbage man nearby is like, I have never. He's like a YouTube thumbnail. He's like, oh. Patrick admits
that's what it was.
that
It
it's
was
a
dolphin
sentence
sound.
enhancer, but Mr. Krabs later corrects them. As a punishment, Mr. Krabs makes the dirty duo paint the Krusty Krab over, but when Mr. Krabs stubs his toe and says all 13 forbidden words, well, now he's in trouble. The 3 Sailor Mouth vigilantes then have to go and paint Mr. Krabs' mom's house as a punishment. It's funny, but yeah, same issues. Parents believe this one was encouraging foul language. To this day, it's one of the most controversial episodes, Under the Sea. Again, I have to agree. That was a rhyme. Under the Sea, I agree. Number 7.
I don't see how that was real controversial, but alright.
In many cartoons growing
Some
up,
people are
there was
real
always
sensitive,
a
real
message,
cheesecakes
or
out
a
here.
very obvious, clear message. Like, preventing forest fires, for example.
We're acting like a marshmallow.
Pretty obvious message when it comes to our pal Smokey the Bear. That's his one message. He kind of nails it. I don't know. The United States Forest Service wasn't too pleased when the second episode of Dudley Do-Right of the Mounties parodied their safety bear. This parody aired during the Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, episode 16, so a lot of people saw it. The whole episode is like a bizarro version of Smokey. The punchline in this episode was that he was responsible for the Great Chicago Fire of 1871.
Oh yeah? Knee
Yeah,
slapper.
not a great bit. That's not funny. I don't know. The episode was obviously pulled and hasn't seen the light of day ever again. Yeah. Can't show kids lighting fires in forests. I was gonna insert a link, but I'm like, actually, don't. Hit that thumbs up for safety.
Yeah, that's probably.
You know,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably a smart one because there are people who are dumb. You got people starting whole forest fires and burning people's houses down, trying to do gender reveal parties and whatnot. Like, yeah, that's probably like the best, most logical one right there, where you just pull it because logically, you just don't want to promote that type of stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Thumbs up instead. No fires in this house.
Right.
Number 6, The Mask of Matches Malone. Mask Matches Malone. It's kind of like a tongue twister. Going back to the nerd days for this one. Here we go. Let's go. The Brave and the Bold is an animated Batman series.
okay.
It's actually amazing. The respect I have for DC with their animated series and their comics, they're dark. They're great. They've always been dark.
That
and
is
always
very
been great.
true.
But sometimes with the cartoon,
Batman
you
story
can cross
really
the
is a
line
dark story,
with the
though.
content, even if it's lighthearted. For example, Brave and the Bold came after Batman the Animated Series. It was supposed to lighten up the mood, but an episode that only appears on Season 3's DVD bonus features a Birds of Prey song. A nice catchy song to get stuck in your head. How fun. We love those. Catwoman, Huntress, Black Canary, they all do this fun musical number, just absolutely roasting the Justice League. The content was inappropriate. It was sexual in nature. Something about Aquaman and a little fish, you can connect those dots in your head.
Aquaman got a little fish.
The 2020 Birds of Prey movie was rated R. You know what I mean? So
Oh man.
sometimes the content has to be harsh in order for it to be comic accurate. Number 5, Pokemon.
Facts.
Lots of
Hey,
nostalgia
man.
for this one. Here we go. Gotta
A
catch them
Pokemon
all.
one?
This was
What?
a staple of my childhood. Pokemon.
I used to watch
Apparently
all
I
of
can't
them,
get
man.
enough, even
Still
as a
salty
27-year-old.
about selling my
I see Go in the
Pokemon
App
cards
Store,
at
I'm like,
garage sales for so cheap.
do I do it? Do I commit? My data plan's like, no, you do not commit. Go, get out of here. I want to be a speed walker and collect them all. So tempting. An episode that aired in 1997 was titled Electric Soldier Porygon. It was all butt fun and games, really. It was pulled off the air almost immediately because these bright strobe-like animations. Yeah, it was causing seizures. This is an issue that can repeat
Dang.
itself even today. When I saw Incredibles 2 in theaters when it first came out, opening night, you know what's up. There's a scene where the villain, Screenslaver, is fighting Elastigirl, but there's crazy flashes the entire time. It's supposed to confuse Elastigirl. It's the whole point. Disney Pixar had to edit the scene and then re-release it because of medical issues. Just like the same thing with Electric Soldier
Dang.
Porygon. So,
And I feel like I
what
remember that
today?
Pokemon
We're not
episode,
learning
bro.
it.
I used to watch every
Gargoyles.
one,
Another
every
staple
was
from my
every
childhood.
Saturday.
Here we go. What
It's
a
a
fun
love.
list.
Oh, and Gargoyles, bro. I love that shit.
So I can do more into my childhood. Here we go.
Yes.
Born the same year as
Gargoyles was the
Gargoyles
best.
In 1994, Gargoyles who come to life at night and protect the city.
Yep.
What's there not to love, honestly? Concept art for the canceled live-action Disney movie had the internet buzzing recently, and with Disney Plus being so successful, never say never to a live adaptation. Just don't expect it to be the season 1 episode titled Deadly Force. That probably won't make it into the final script. Again, I'll
Probably not.
reinforce that cartoons, their first objective is to send a message. Sometimes that message is just too dark in nature. A cartoon like Gargoyles explaining the dangers of firearms, yeah, they had good intentions, but listen to what I just said. Obviously, it's going to be scary. When the human detective Eliza
I have
is severely
Gargoyles
injured
on
and barely
DVD,
survives
actually,
emergency
the whole
surgery,
first season.
The staff still views the episode as a teachable moment. So on Disney XD and Toon Disney, the scenes are recut. So now you just see Eliza's face the whole time instead of the horrible scene that they originally released. Yeah, it's still jarring to see just her face in a horrible situation. So yeah, the whole message is don't play with firearms, but like honestly, So scary. Way more haunting, but I don't know. Number 3, Garbage Pail Kids. A little older than this lanky guy.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't remember Garbage Pail Kids. That's a little out of my age range.
These trading cards were the talk of the
Shout out to all the older viewers out there, but this
Gross
one's out of my
parody,
age
of course, of the
range.
Cabbage
I'm gonna
Patch
lie.
Kids. We love gross
I know what they are,
alternatives. Yes.
but
My
this
sister had an
is
easy
not my
bake
era.
oven, and me and my brother had the Queasy Bake Oven. Yeah, we're eating worms tonight, folks. Queasy Bake. Wow.
I remember
90s,
that.
So 90s. It's like, whoa, worms and dirt. It's like, just I
Yep.
like nice things too. I
Made
don't
like
know.
little
I don't eat
mud
dirt,
pies,
gross
basically.
stuff. I want a cupcake.
Put some,
That looks
made
delicious.
some pudding.
Uzi Susie and the gang.
Put
This
some
was the
little
grossest card game
cookie
ever.
crumbles
so when
on
the
it.
show launched, what do we
I
expect,
remember that
really,
stupid
honestly?
thing.
The 1987 show was deemed too gross for America. Action for Children Television reached out. Christian Leaders for Responsible Television also reached out.
Dang.
And before the show even got momentum, it was canned. Pun intended. I'm waiting for that pun, too. It's the first thing I put in that script.
I would low-key watch a
Dexter's
Garbage
Lab.
Pail Kids
As if the last few weren't
show
bad
now. They
enough,
should
this one
re-release it for
somehow
adults.
is worse. Swear-wise. What's happening? Why are cartoons getting so angry? I didn't see this one growing
Dexter's
up. Maybe
Laboratory?
That's a good thing, honestly.
I
Dexter's
used to watch
Laboratory.
that
I
show.
can still hear his little voice in my head. This show was iconic.
Dee
This and
dee.
Powerpuff Girls had some sort of
Dee
energy
dee.
that you just honestly can't find anymore. Sometimes too much energy.
Facts.
Like in the episode titled Rude Removal, for example. Dexter uses his big old brain to separate the rudeness between him and his sister. So now they have clones who have New York accents, who curse a lot. So yeah, obviously it didn't
I feel
work
like
out.
I've seen that episode
New
actually.
York. Kids are watching, eating cereal. They're like, oh, nice. Why is he so aggressive? This episode wasn't even aired. The profanity
Oh,
that they
okay,
did
never
censor
mind.
was still obvious. You could still make out what they were saying. At least Arthur.
Maybe I
forced them to
saw
get
like the
creative. This was
re-released
just,
version.
this was just all bad. And finally, number 1, the Powerpuff Girls. I mentioned them
that
for
just
a
looks
reason.
so
Our
familiar.
lovely number 1 on
I used to watch
Faceless.
Powerpuff Girls
Seeing
too,
as the
low key.
Powerpuff Girls
I ain't about
show
to flex.
was
I used to watch
canceled on
Powerpuff
CW
Girls.
pretty recently, I figured
Shit,
we'd dive
that
into the
cartoon was
scandal
dope.
vaults with this one.
We like the animation.
Cartoon
Mojo
Network
Jojo.
They kicked off in 1998. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. It's odd from the get-go, this show. There's a dude, lots of sugars, lots of spices, lots of everything nices. It's
Right.
pretty wacky.
It is
at times.
such a
Like,
weird
it's
show, but
really
like I said,
insane.
I used to watch
Characters
that
are
shit.
bold. Little odd, but it's fun.
Such a
Season
weird
5's
show, but it was
episode titled
interesting.
See Me, Feel Me, Know Me was a big musical episode. At least it was supposed to be. The trio meets a magical gnome. He causes trouble to the town, and the girls save the day. As far as Powerpuff Girls episodes go, this was pretty tame. The episode was not allowed on US airwaves because the metal beams and the destroyed buildings looked like crosses. And one of the dudes apparently
Do
looked like
they?
Jesus. So it couldn't be aired because...
Do they?
I mean,
And does he?
obviously,
I mean, I
that's
guess he
more than
kind of
fair.
does
But
look
if you
like a
wanna see the
little,
Lawrence
like
work yourself,
Americanized
the episode is still available
Jesus
online
show.
on some platforms. Guys, I've been your host, Taylor McWaters. Those are the top
Interesting.
scary lost cartoon episodes you weren't meant to see. Let us know which ones you saw down below. Which ones?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call them scary. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a long shot there. But they were interesting. That was kind of cool. And it was like a real cool, like, deep dive into, like, old 90s cartoons and stuff. And the Garbage Pail, that's like, ain't that like 70s, 80s? I'm not 100% sure. But I know it was before me. All right? I'm a 90s baby. All right? You know what I'm saying? I recognized everything. I mean, even the Garbage Pail. That's why I said I don't think it's super far back from, you know, when I was born. But it was definitely before me. You know what I mean? Anyways. Y'all let me know what y'all favorite one was down in the comments below. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. You dig? Peace.